Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Star Baby is looking at me like, what are you doing recording without me? I'll try that again. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're new to my channel, my name is Taylor and I come to you from Baltimore, Maryland. And on my YouTube channel here, I really have to go to the bathroom. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a really good day so far. If you're new to my channel, my name is Taylor and I come to you from Baltimore, Maryland, and on my YouTube channel here I feature content that is generally focused on knitting and or spinning wool into yarn. Thank you so much for joining us today. I say us because Star Baby Moonchild is looking at me like, how dare you start recording without me? If you are new to my channel, this is Star Baby Moonchild. She joins us almost every single week and she is very glad to be here with you all, as am I. And this is a video to tell you I have nothing to share this week. I've made 2 attempts already to record a BS garbage video for you to watch, and I attempted to edit them and I was like, this is trash. I'm not even gonna put this out there. I know some of you are thinking that's garbage. Nothing you make is trash, but no, it really was. It was just trash. So there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing. I've made no progress on any projects. I've been spending all of my free time this week preparing to offer a lecture with Knit and Escape. It is coming up tomorrow, Friday, April 9th, and we're meeting on the internet through Zoom for 1 hour, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern something time. It's not Eastern Standard. It's EDT. It means Eastern Standard, but with daylight savings, because apparently not everyone acknowledges daylight savings, which I didn't even know, but we're meeting up tomorrow night and we're going to chat about everything it takes to turn fleece into fabric and that whole process. So I'm going to share how I do things, what other people might do, and encourage anyone else to participate in the chat and share their resources as well. So I hope that it'll be an educational experience for most, and it'll just be a really fun opportunity to gather together for a single hour on a single day and chat it up. If it goes really well, I think I might consider doing like a live video on my YouTube channel here. So if you can't make it tomorrow night, let me know if that's something you're interested in and we can think about scheduling that in the future if people are into that idea. I really don't know. What I would like to know though is what you've been up to. I really enjoy reading your comments, and whether it's on the subject of knitting or spinning, I really do care to know like how other people are staying busy. It's like the gardening season right now, so my garden is like blowing up. I have planted out a ton of things that I started from seed a couple months ago. I have a lot of stuff that's still waiting to go out until a few weeks from now, once the low temperature is about 50 degrees or more. Peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, they really don't like catching a chill. So I'm giving them extra time under the lights in the basement, which I remembered to shut off the fans in this video, whereas last week the audio quality was pretty trash because I didn't turn off any of the fans just beneath us here in this area of the house. So there's that. But maybe I will insert here a little bit of footage of the outside garden to give you an update of what it's looking like. This right here is last year's collard greens. So they continue to produce throughout the winter, and they're going to seed now. This one's really reaching. You can see those flowers are gonna open very soon, and I'm gonna save some seed for future gardening. It's a lot of seeds, but I figured I can share them. Collard greens are really easy to grow in this area of Maryland, zone 7B. These are this year's nasturtiums, which I just put out a week or so ago. Got 4 nasturtiums there. And I planted some daffodils here, but it's kind of super random. I don't know if they're gonna stay there. I had put some over in that area, which we'll go to in a moment. But I ran out of space, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Maybe just find another spot for them later on. These are Black-Eyed Susan babies. Some of them are coming back from last year. Some of them are just popping up. They're starting to get nice and tall, and they're springing. It's sprung. Spring is sprung. Ooh, I have a, you know what that is. Dandelion, teeth of a lion. I don't know if this is a weed or what this is, but if you can identify this, it has that fuzzy back to it, kind of like mugwort. So I wonder if you can help me identify this. I didn't want to tear it out before I knew exactly what it was, because it might be nice to keep there. All right, you can probably see that I have some new raspberry canes popping up in this area. They're really spreading out. I have a couple little bunches of calendula. I have a few kales, and I think this is a dino kale right here. These are the blueberries that we planted last spring, and they're really bouncing back strong. Scab just got out of the house. And what else? Oh, these are zinnias here and here. Those are a bunch more raspberries. I have zinnias planted throughout the front of this raspberry bed here, which I tied up to the fence better than I had in years past. I have this St. John's wort that's like massive. It grows exponentially every year. These zinnias are starting to flower already, but these were flowers that kind of started indoors when they were in their little pots, and they're just opening up now that they're outside. I didn't take even a moment to try to harden these off. I pretty much took them straight out of the basement and planted them straight outside. So all of this kind of sun scald you see here is completely my fault, and I honestly anticipated, but these flowers, they really do like to be cut. So I knew that any damage to the plant, as long as the plant survived, it would be short-lived. I have a lot of different zinnias planted out this year. I don't know if they like to be planted with other flowers or alone, but they seemed to be doing fine, so I just planted them that way. Every year I just do what I want, and I learn from what works and what doesn't work. So we're gonna find out if that works. Who knows? You probably do. You probably know a lot better than me on how to plant zinnias, but I just went zinnia crazy. I couldn't even consider letting them, I don't know, die or be alone. I noticed last year that the zinnia plant, the one zinnia plant that survived, kind of just kept growing along the ground, and like I think it was rooting, but it was just like, you know, it ended up way farther than it started by the end of the season. So I think that these might do fine. This is a blackberry plant here, and I have coming up this is the first year of these canes. This is I think I planted this last year. I cannot recall. But we'll probably get some fruit this year off that cane there. And I'm not upset, but I am a little sad that this cane like pretty much went straight into my neighbor's yard. So it's going to root down over there, which is fine because I have another end rooting here, hopefully on this side of the fence, and over here. So we're going to get a lot more canes of this black raspberry in the future. But you know, when it's like the one cane you have and you let it like abandon you into your neighbor's yard, you're kind of like, oh, I lost my only cane. Now there's a bunch of canes because it's the second year, so we should have fruit. Did I show you the forsythia? It's starting to get green, which is exciting. And this is my compost bin here. Let's see the temperature. Oh, you know Brian took out the compost when it's not covered up. But this is as hot as it's been in a second. It's almost 120 degrees. Looks like it's like 118 or so. Yeah, it shouldn't be that way. It should always be covered by leaves, but I have to repeat myself sometimes. A few lettuces, a few kales. This is a third blueberry bush right here. And that is, they've been in the ground for about a year now. So they're quite small plants, but they're gonna get quite big. And this is a collard green that is slumped over. I don't even know why I'm keeping this when I have so many others that are going to seed. I might actually tear this out sooner than later, but I just haven't yet. I kind of like to hold on to my plants as long as I can. But that is our garden tour. I don't know if you got to see a shot of the cattle panels we have in place as little arbors. They hold all of the cucumber plants and the long beans I like to grow throughout the summer. So we do get a fair amount of food out of this tiny little yard. It is a lot of fun to grow a garden. And thanks for checking it out with me. It's time for Scab to go back inside. I usually try to keep my podcast videos like 30 minutes or more, but this is going to be a short one this week because I really just don't want to pretend that I have something to talk about. I pulled like skeins of yarn out of my stash that I spun to tell you about because I know a lot of you haven't watched every episode of this channel and are probably not interested in looking back to see everything I've recorded in the past. But I was just showing off some 2-ply fingering weight skeins that I've spun. These 2 on the end here are both natural, and then the other 3 I dyed in the wool with things that I gathered in my local area. This blue one is mulberry. This one I think is tansy or black-eyed Susan. And this one on the end is English ivy with perhaps some iron oxide as a mordant for that one. But I don't know, that's all I really had to say about them is that they exist. And I made them from fleece. And one day they'll be fabric. So if you want to join us in that lecture tomorrow, I will leave a link below if you want to sign up, knitandescape.com. And I guess that's it. That's all that's here today. That's it. That's all for today's episode of the Thread to Mend podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day and that you take care.